Hey y'all, pending new baby cows coming to the farm and a whole lot of other changes.
April have to herd again
Aren't they
in
cute?
August, having
Well, this
babies.
video is to try to show you how we overwinter animals, plants,
Literally, the best investment I ever made was buying these two. I didn't think I was gonna use them. It was so hot when I got them in the summer, and it was like way too hot. It was like scorching in there. But right now, you open this up, and it's like a heat wave. And then you can see my papayas are thriving, and it's been freezing here. It smells like these flowers in here. So now I'm moving in other trees and in here and my sweet potatoes as well. And I think that this is a quick and easy greenhouse solution to save your trees.
So, believe it or not, you got to overwinter your animals and plants, trees during the winter in the South, in Louisiana, Zone 9A. So, I want to show you how I overwinter my trees. In this video, we'll talk about a few things just to keep it very short. You see the plants and trees get damaged, and we got a quick cold front early, and you see it burnt this tree. So what I'll do is I'll go through and I'll pick off the leaves that are not working out, that are damaged, and I go through and I inspect. So on this avocado tree and this fig tree, I'm checking to see if there's any damage that needs to be trimmed off, if the leaves are coming back. And that's what I'm doing in here today. But what happened before you see this video is that we hustled and got all these potted trees and plants into the greenhouse. And this is a greenhouse that I've had for several years, probably like 5 years. And it's coming in clutch because it holds the heat. And I'm just inspecting to see, what do I have here? What are these trees? And so how do you overwinter? And what is overwintering? So overwintering is when you bring your trees or plants inside into a warm area so that they can survive through the winter. My sweet potatoes there, you'll see those will be ready for harvest probably in another 30 days or so. And then I have some other trees here. I believe that's the guava tree. Let's see if I'm going to show you the fruit up top. But yeah, so that these trees, they'll survive outside. They will, but they'll lose all their leaves and they will not do as well the next year. So what I want to do is I want to keep them in here over the winter so that during the spring, early spring, there's the guava. During the early spring, I can go plant these out into their own location in the garden. And then they'll be a year old. They would have produced fruit. They would have been pretty stable, and they would have survived a first winter in a pot, right? And some people may think that's not the right idea, but let me tell you something. The first year that we got here, we lost at least five trees: citrus, fig, and I believe it was a guava, or it may have been my mango tree. And actually, we lost more than five because we lost several papaya. So I will always protect my papaya. You see how this one looks? Look at that guava. That was outside, and I brought it in. It's damaged. It was outside last year too, and I brought it in too late this year to save it. It was so damaged last year that I didn't even put it outside to try to plant it. And you see, these are gonna look so much better by the time spring comes. And I just want to show you, you don't need a big space. You just need a little. This is a 10 by 10 space. I moved all these pots in there because I want them to live. I want them to have a chance to stay warm, stay with each other, and get water, be protected, but still get a lot of sunlight. See how small it is? But there's at least 20 plants or trees in there. Tomatoes, figs, papaya, kiwi, you name it, it's there. Okay, I'm going to check on the papaya now and see how they're doing. They have some flowers. Let's see if we're getting any fruit yet or if they're still pending. This is a couple of weeks after I first put them in. It literally feels like a sauna in here. It's at least 88 to 90 degrees. I should leave my thermometer to know for sure, but it's hot. And these flowers smell amazing. So here you can see how the weather will damage your plants or trees if you don't move them. And this one we brought in too late, but it should survive. And then, of course, you want to remove as many fruit that you can so that you can use them before they burn. And so these little citrus, I forgot the name of these, but these little citrus that grows in the South make great, delicious, sweet and sour, kind of tart marmalade. So I did end up making some orange marmalade out of these. I think it's just a mindset shift, really. When you're entering winter, it's kind of like, what can I preserve? Why do I want to waste things? Even if I have money, why do I want to be robbed at the grocery store for some orange marmalade or some jelly when I could just make it and I can have it? I can even can it, jar it forever, like 10 years or something. And so it's not being frugal or cheap. It's being like part of nature. Like, why am I going to let this tree do all this work and not appreciate and utilize its bounty? So I didn't record making the marmalade out of these guys, but I did make a video making marmalade out of my oranges that were going bad. And here it is. What I'm showing you today is making orange marmalade out of oranges that maybe weren't as sweet and you didn't want to eat them. But not only can you do that with oranges you don't like, but you can also make vinegar. This is my new vinegar that I'm making that I just started today, and this is the one that's already fermented. It's about ready to be strained so it can sit. This is kind of a wine right now. Okay, and these are the oranges I'm using. They just kind of don't look that great, right? And these are the lemons that you add to it, and these are little citruses that grow in my backyard, so I'm gonna go ahead and make some marmalade out of those too. So that's why I saved a couple of the oranges on the side in case these skins aren't enough because they're so small. Okay, so I'll just write down the steps and in the description so you can know how to make this yourself. It's really easy, and if you ever had orange marmalade, you'll know just how delicious it is. And all this is doing is simmering on a low heat. It's 1-to-1 sugar, basically, with the orange and orange peels. And you can add whatever you want, whatever spices like cinnamon, nutmeg. You can even add butter, although that's not classically the recipe. You can add butter to give it an extra like comfort, but you don't have to, okay? And for the vinegar, you just take in the peels, put them in water, closing the lid. Same thing here. You're going to take this out, strain it, removing all the bits, and then you're going to leave it in a container that is aerating, because this has to be anaerobic, but when you go to make the vinegar, it has to be aerobic. And since the greenhouse is filled up with trees, we just converted our patio to a greenhouse, and we've modified it for the winter, added some lights, added some heat so that we could grow, so that I could grow greens over the winter. I could overwinter my peppers, which are bell peppers, jalapenos, and chili peppers. Also, I dug up and brought in my eggplants. So there's a lot out here. Maybe I'll make another video separately just to go through what's on the patio greenhouse, just to show what we do to get ready for winter, to save our garden and to get a head start for spring. So I dug up this eggplant and it's doing well. It's alive. It may not fruit, but it'll be thriving for spring. And I dug up all of my bell peppers. Look at here, this one did fruit while it's in this pot, but I have another one which it didn't fruit and it started dropping leaves, so I just let it. So this and other bell peppers that I dug up, I'll keep them dormant in a dimly lighted area warm area and water them maybe once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks, depending on the temperature in the patio greenhouse. And then when it comes early spring, maybe March, after the last frost, I'll put it back outside, and it's going to give me ginormous bell peppers, and it'll start producing earlier rather than starting from seed. So this is how we get ready with some of these plants that we want to continue to eat the rest of the year. And bell peppers can grow as tall as trees, and they could produce for 3 or 4 years if you take great care of them. And this pepper plant wants to give some peppers, so I'm gonna let it. It's got flowers on there. Come on, I already took some off. Let's go. And look at this one. Look at this one. Thriving, giving fruit. I'm just so excited. And these are all my peppers and new eggplants, and they're giving fruit too. So it's just nice to be able to bring them in, know that I should, and if some don't make it, I tried. I tried. I'm kind of feeling like this needs to be 3 videos. I'll show you what's in the greenhouse in the next video. Or if you have any questions or want me to show you something else, let me know. Because we're also building a new enclosure for the cows, and that's quite a process. So I think I'll make a video about all the work that went into this project. Please stick around, add some comments, like, subscribe, and share, and let me know what we need to talk about, because this is a community effort for us to become more self-sufficient and not rely so much on the grocery store or all this packaged food. If we can try to figure out a way to make life easier, more fun for ourselves, that's the goal. That's the goal. That's it. Just to enjoy, relax, and be together, even if it has to be on a virtual platform for now.